Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. We already completed the first chemical property. Metals react with oxygen to form metal oxide. From this, we know that highly reactive metal, that is metal oxide, is potassium oxide. Second one, it is sodium oxide. Next one, in the middle reactivity I am taking as in the case of aluminium, aluminium oxide. Next one, zinc oxide, etc. From this, some metal oxides such as this aluminium oxide and zinc oxide react with acid as well as base to form salt and water. That means that type of metal oxides are known as amphoteric oxide. Very important topic this one. That means some metal oxides such as only aluminium oxide and zinc oxide show acidic as well as basic behavior. They react acid and base to produce salt and water, that is known as amphoteric oxide. Let's check the equation. In the case of aluminium oxide react with acid to form salt. That means this aluminium react with chlorine to form salt, AlCl3 plus hydrogen and oxygen is there, they produce water, salt and water. AlCl3 means in the case of aluminium we know that the ionic state of aluminium is +3 and chlorine is -1. Cross multiply, we get AlCl3 like this. Then the same aluminium oxide react with base. Base is NaOH. They form sodium aluminate. That is also a salt plus water. Salt plus water. So this in the same aluminium oxide, that is metal oxide, react with such metal oxides means which metal oxide? Aluminium oxide and zinc oxide react with acid as well as base to form salt and water. Now check the case of zinc oxide. Zinc oxide also react with same acid to form what? This zinc and chlorine to form zinc chloride. ZnCl2 plus water, because zinc is +2 ionic state, chlorine is -1. Zinc chloride. And another zinc oxide react with base NaOH to form sodium zincate, NaZnO2 plus H2O. That is sodium zincate. Here look at this, sodium and zinc, Na2ZnO2. Now you have to balance these equations. In the case of aluminium, here look at the reactant side and product side. Aluminium here 2, here only 1, and here hydrogen 1, here hydrogen 2. Chlorine is 3, here chlorine is 1 only. So put aluminium, we have to change the aluminium as 2 in the product side, put 2 over here. The aluminium goes to 2, here also 2. And look at this, chlorine 6, 2 into 3 6, but here only 1, so put 6 over there. Hydrogen 6, chlorine 6, here hydrogen only 2, put 3 into 2 6, and hydrogen oxygen also 3, here oxygen 3. Like this we have to balance it. And in the case of a base case, aluminium oxide react with the base NaAlO2 plus H2O. So here sodium 1, but aluminium is 2. We have to change in the product side, aluminium 2, put 2 over there, the sodium changes to 2, aluminium 2, oxygen 4 plus 1 5. So here also we need this sodium 2, put 2 over there, sodium 2 okay. Then afterwards oxygen 2, 2 plus 3 5, here also 5, and hydrogen 2, here also hydrogen 2, balance. Like this you have to balance this equation. Next topic. Most of the metal oxides are insoluble in water, but this sodium oxide and potassium oxide are dissolved in water to produce alkalis. That means this sodium oxide, potassium oxides are highly reactive metal, and this sodium oxide react with water. Sodium oxide we know that is the solid form, water is liquid form. They form base alkalis, NaOH, that is in aqueous state. I already balanced it here. Aqueous solid dissolved in water we know that is an aqueous state, so we get alkali. Base dissolved in water is known as alkalis. Same, look at the case of potassium oxide. Potassium oxide, that is solid form, and water liquid form, they form KOH, same, this is aqueous form, base dissolve in water to form alkalis. So from this we another cases. In the middle reactive, we already studied aluminum oxide and zinc oxide, that is amphoteric oxide. High reactive, that is potassium oxide and sodium oxide, they dissolve in water. Other metal oxides does not dissolve in water, but the highly reactive metals, sodium oxide and potassium oxide, dissolve in water to form alkalis. We have observed that all metals do not react with oxygen at the same rate. Different metals shows different reactivities towards the oxygen. That we have to check it. Metals like this potassium and sodium react vigorously with oxygen, and they catches fire if kept open. This is a main important thing in the case of a sodium and potassium. We already know that these two metals are soft metals also, but is highly reactive and they catches fire if it kept open. Hence, to protect them and to prevent the accidental fire, we are kept immersed in the kerosene oil. Kerosene oil is an organic oil, so this potassium and sodium never react. So we are kept immersed in the sodium and potassium in a kerosene oil. Now another cases, look at this highly reactive case. Now in the middle reactivity cases, metals such as this magnesium, aluminum, zinc, lead, etc. are covered with a thin layer of oxide. These middle reactivity metals are covered with a thin layer of oxide. This protective oxide layer prevents the metal for further oxidation. Now in the case of iron, in the same middle reactivity iron does not burn on heating, but this iron filling burn vigorously when sprinkled in the flame of this burner. That is another case in the case of iron. And next, when we are going to check at the low reactivity series, copper. Copper do not burn, but hot metals is coated with a black colored layer, that is copper copper to oxide. Copper to oxide, they form a black colored layer. That layer is known as copper to oxide. That means copper, they were taken as +2 ionic state cupric. The least reactive metal, that is silver and gold. What about the silver and gold? Silver and gold do not react with oxygen even at high temperature. High temperature, these silver and gold do not react. In case of silver, the silver is, we already know that gold, we already studied, gold is the most ductile metal. You will be surprised to know a wire of about 2 kilometer length can be drawn from the 1 gram of gold. This 1 gram of gold, we can make it a 2 kilometer length of wire. Why? Because of this ductility property. This is because of the malleability and ductility. The metals can be given different shapes according to our needs. That's why they are making so small jewelries, designer jewelries, we can see that because of this property, malleability and ductility. Second chemical property, that is metal react with water to form metal hydroxide and hydrogen gases. Look at the reactivity series. In the case of highly reactive, that metals like sodium and potassium. This sodium and potassium react violent with cold water. That is, violent means it is vigorously they react. The reaction is so vigorous and exothermic also that evolved hydrogen gas immediately catches the fire. Now look at the equation. Sodium react with water to form sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas, and heat energy is releasing. And same as in the case of potassium also, potassium react with water to form potassium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas plus heat energy. And this sodium, we know that sodium is a solid form, it is a metal, and which what type of metal? It is a soft metal, we can cut it with a knife, we already studied. This sodium react with water. Water means in the liquid form, solid mixed with liquid, that is we get aqueous. Sodium hydroxide is an aqueous state, and hydrogen gas and heat energy. And same as in the case of potassium also, potassium is a solid, water is a liquid form, and potassium hydroxide is aqueous, and hydrogen is a gas and heat energy. Now you balance the equation. 2 hydrogen is there, here 3 hydrogen, we have to put it as 2. So look at that, sodium goes to 2, oxygen 2, and hydrogen 2, 2 plus 2 4. Hydrogen goes to 4. Then same as in the reactant side, we have to make it as 4. In the case of hydrogen, put 2 over there, 2 into 2, 4, oxygen to balance it. And sodium is 2 here, and put 2 over here, sodium also balance. Same in the case of potassium, there is no changes, put 2 over there. So, and what type of water they react? They react with cold water only. Sodium and potassium react with cold water. Even in cold water, they react vigorously. And these hydrogen gases catches fire. Now look at the case of middle reactivity series. That's the middle reactivity series, the metal is calcium. First metal is calcium. The reaction of calcium with water is less violent. The heat energy is evolved is not sufficient for catching fire. Look at the case, this is highly reactive, and second is calcium. Calcium react with, we also already know that calcium is a solid form, water liquid form, and this water means it is also a cold water. They form calcium hydroxide. Why it goes to bracket? Because calcium is +2 ionic state, hydroxide is -1 ionic state. So calcium hydroxide like this, the plus hydrogen gas, and heat is less play. So that we don't want that calcium. And look at that, solid react with the liquid form aqueous, calcium hydroxide. And one more speciality is there, this calcium, if you are putting calcium in a water, cold water, this calcium float in water. Why? Because the bubbles of the hydrogen gas form is stick on the surface of this calcium, so it float. Next, in the case of second middle reactivity metal is magnesium. Look at the magnesium. Magnesium do not react with cold water. Then which water? It react with hot water. Very important thing. Sodium is react with cold water. Potassium react with cold water. Next member, that is after highly reactive next member goes to calcium, that calcium also react with cold water. Now middle one, the reactivity is decreasing in the order, that magnesium that never react with cold water, but they react with hot water to form say magnesium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas. In the case of this, magnesium also start floating due to the bubbles of hydrogen gas sticking on the surface of this magnesium. So these two metals start floating in water, but calcium react with cold water, magnesium react with hot water. Next member, that is metals like aluminum, iron, zinc. Take it as aluminum, zinc, iron. These three metals do not react with water, even cold water or hot water. Do not react with the cold water or hot water. Then how they react? They react with steam only, and the product is not a hydroxide, it is a oxide form. I will show the equation. Aluminum react with water to form aluminum oxide plus hydrogen gas. The product is aluminum oxide, and this water is a steam, so we are mentioned as gas. It is a steam only, mentioning as gas form. And aluminum, we know that is a solid form. And aluminum solid react with gas. Aluminum oxide is also a solid form, and hydrogen we already know that is a gas. And in the case of iron, iron react with water to form ferric oxide, iron oxide, Fe3O4, that is also a solid, and hydrogen gas. This also is steam. These all metals react with steam. That is middle reactivity series. Next cases, in the case of lead, copper, we don't take it as mercury, and silver and gold, they do not react with water at all. So which are the metals? Lead, copper, silver and gold do not react with water at all. So this metal we have very important to remember, lead, copper, silver and gold do not react with water at all. Third chemical property, metal react with dilute acid to form salt and hydrogen gas. We already learned that metals react with acid to form salt and hydrogen gas in the second lesson. Then write the equations in the, we are going only taking in the middle reactivity series. Let us look at the equations in the case of magnesium, aluminum, zinc and iron. These four metals we have to check it out. This magnesium react with dilute acid, we have to take it as hydrochloric acid to form magnesium chloride plus hydrogen gas. And next metal it is aluminum. Aluminum react with dilute HCl to form AlCl3 plus hydrogen gas. And in the case of zinc, zinc react with dilute HCl to form zinc chloride plus hydrogen gas. And next member it is iron. The iron react with dilute HCl to form iron chloride, ferrous chloride and hydrogen gas. And in the case of low reactivity, the first member you take it as copper. Copper react with hydrochloric acid. The reaction is there is no reaction at all. Copper never react with the dilute hydrochloric acid. And these all reactions are exothermic reaction. They are releasing heat. Hydrogen gas means they are releasing heat. So the reactivity decreases in the order. Look at that cases. First magnesium and second goes to aluminum. Next it is zinc and another one iron and next it is copper. And last one, that is we once again remind it, copper do not react with dilute hydrochloric acid. So magnesium is the most reactive metal in the middle reactivity series, then goes to aluminum, zinc and iron. This is the way. In the case of least reactive metal, silver and gold. Silver and gold metals also do not react with the dilute HCl. In the case of nitric acid, look at the case of dilute nitric acid. Hydrogen gas is not evolved when a metal react with nitric acid. Why? Because nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent. Give reason, one question will come that why nitric acid is not react with metal, because nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent. It oxidizes the hydrogen produced to what? Water, and itself get reduced again to form nitrogen oxide. Nitrogen oxide they form, that means nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide, nitrous oxide, like this they form. And this silver and gold, where they react? They react in one main important case, it is that is in aqua regia. Aqua regia is also known as royal water. It is also known as royal water. Aqua regia is a mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and nitric acid in the ratio of 3:1. It is a reddish orange or yellow orange liquid form. This silver, it can also dissolve noble metals. It only dissolve the noble metals like silver and gold and platinum. We have to dip it with. After dipping that gold ornaments, in the outer layer of the silver get dissolved and inner shining layers appears. Suppose we want to bring back the glitter of old and dull gold ornaments. This we have to dip it in this particular solution. The ornaments sparkled like a new ornaments. That's a very important thing. Silver, gold and platinum dissolve only in aqua regia. Fourth chemical property, that is metal react with solutions of other metal salts. Let us perform one activity. Take a clean wire of iron nail, put it in a copper sulfate solution. We know that copper sulfate solution is bluish in color and the name of copper sulfate is blue vitriol. And iron nail, put it in a, so and copper wire, put it in a iron sulfate solution. Iron sulfate, the color is pale green. So record your observations. After 20 minutes, here we can see reactive metal displaces less reactive metal from their salts. That means metal A, suppose we are going to taking as metal, any metal A, you react with the salt solution of metal B to form, what happens, this one, they form a salt solution of metal A plus metal B we get. That means copper react here in the case of iron, first you take it as iron react with the copper sulfate solution, they get iron sulfate and copper displaces. From this what we already studied, that highly reactive metal, look at the reactivity series, iron is highly reactive than copper. So highly reactive metal displaces less reactive metal. We studied in the second lesson that the name of the reaction is known as displacement reaction. Next, reactivity series. Reactivity is what is, how can you define the reactivity series? Reactivity series is the list of metals, look at the metals, list of metals arranged in the order of decreasing activities. That means decreasing order or decreasing series from top to bottom, that goes to decreasing way. That is known as reactivity series. So how can you define this one? It is a list of metals arranged in the order of decreasing series. That means potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, iron, lead, copper, mercury, silver, gold. We already I already given that for easy to remember this one, Katrina ne कार मांगा, अल्टोजन फरारे, फिर भी क्यों मिली silver OD. This way you can remember it, otherwise by heart it this reactivity series.